time. While other places were busy keeping up with it, Hillsboro kept busy restoring it. Its iconic courthouse in the center of downtown set an example for courthouses across the state. And just off the square, there's a building housing its own share of history.
It's a trip back in time for the older people. It's a history lesson for the younger kids.
This house of mid-century memorabilia is known as the Roadside America Museum, and it packs nostalgia in every nook and cranny. Carol Estes is the driver for this trip down memory lane. From big boys to 45s to a stop at the soda fountain, his collection of baby boomer relics brings this bygone era back to life.
Well, I've always kind of been a hoarder. I guess my collection of advertising memorabilia and 40s and 50s Americana started about the mid-70s. My first piece of Grapette memorabilia I bought at the Pate Swap Meet, and I believe it was 1978. And after that, I'd pick up another piece, and then eventually it turned into a full-blown sickness.
Is it somewhat of an illness? I've heard other people say that.
Collecting is, it gets in your blood, you know, it gets to be obsessive.
Sickness, obsession, whatever you want to call it, has gone from a few items to a gallery of golden age advertising. Grapette dominates the decor as this grape-flavored soft drink carries significant weight in Carol's collection.
It is rather unusual to see a Grapette collection, especially of this size. I've got at least one of the largest collections I know of. One of my rarest pieces that I own is a Grapette penny scale. There's only 26 of them made in the late 40s.
And you got one of them right here?
I've got one of them right here, yes. And there's very, very few of those left.
Carol's 50s fascination began with cars, and it never stopped. He even bought an old Ford dealership to house all his acquisitions. And this gearhead's fleet of vintage vehicles is on full display in the back.
Yeah, Bob, this is the last car I built for myself. I finished it about 2003.
What is it?
It's a 55 Pontiac Star Chief wagon.
They didn't make a Star Chief.
They didn't build a Star Chief wagon. I built the Star Chief wagon.
And what about the drivetrain? I bet that's not original either.
No, not quite. It's got a little bit of upgrade under here.
A Corvette engine? Is this one of those cars that you're going to keep forever?
Yes, yes. I'm trying to get down to my forever cars.
So what you got here?
Well, that's a 1932 Ford Prison Bus. A friend of mine brought this to one of my shows about 2008, and out of all those cars in that show, this is one of my favorite pieces right here. It's all late model drivetrain. It has a 5.3 LS engine out of a Chevy truck. It's got a 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission, power steering, power brakes, cruise control, air conditioning.
Fuel injected too, I see.
Don't have to worry about those carburetors anymore.
He's proud of his restoration skills, and Carol can talk shop all day, but his biggest accomplishment is the building itself.
I restored classic cars and built street rods, built cars for other people and myself. But renovating this building, I've probably enjoyed more than anything I've ever done, because I'm not just renovating a building, I'm building my ultimate man cave home that I'm going to live here the rest of my life. Hillsboro stuck with me.
And I always thought
Hillsboro's not only stuck with Carol, they're behind him all the way. Every year he hosts one of the biggest car shows in the state, and the downtown area is amassed with motorheads and their marvelous machines.
And this one I don't have.
It's open to anything, but it's mostly classics, street rods, hot rods. The street will be full, all the parking lots will be full. And the city backs me 100% on this thing. The Chamber of Commerce, the Tourism Board, the Main Street Board, city manager, mayor, and everybody, they help me out in a tremendous way.
A wise man once said the key is in not spending time, but in investing it. And Carol Estes' investment is paying off. Walking into the Roadside America Museum is like walking down Main Street in the 1950s. But this is more than just one man's obsessive collection. It's a time capsule for all of us.
I'm more of a preservationist than I am a collector. Somebody's got to save this stuff, you know, and display it and keep it up and keep it from hitting the ash heaps. I'd like to think I'm preserving this for future generations.